Hello, YouTube. JMZ, John here. Another beautiful day out here in Indiana. A little bit breezy. I was going to do smoke rings around the world for Armchair Ed, but Ed, it's a little bit too breezy out here. But first things first, I want to show you a new pipe. This is the Savinelli 2024 St. Nicholas pipe in the 320 shape, the author shape. Now, I'm a big fan of the 673. Went to our local pipe shop out in Arlington Heights, and they had a display of the pipes, and they didn't have the 673, but what caught my eye was this 320. Looks like 2 a.m. pipe on the patio. Johnny, I think I'm going to give you a run for your money. I think I'm up to 3 or 4 of these Savinelli 320s. And in it, I'm smoking some Peter Stokkebye English Luxury. Let me see if I can keep this lit. There we go. Well, my last video, I says it'd be a short while before I do another video. It wouldn't be another 3-month absenteeism. So in that time since the last video, I've been watching some of the other videos from the other presenters that I subscribe to. And I just watched the video that St. David Pipes put on days after 9/11. And today is Friday the 13th. This is a day that the Knights Templar, the Crusaders, were rounded up in France and tortured and burned at the stake. So you guys can research it further, but that's where Friday the 13th comes from. It was on Friday the 13th that they were rounded up and arrested and tortured. But I was watching David's video on the days after 9/11, where he was at the Pittsburgh airport and what was going on. And I remember 9/11, I was an instructor over at our Sheriff's Academy. We got 3 academies, 3 different locations, and actually 4 if you count the outdoor range. But I was at one of our main academies in the suburban college campus. And on that day, TVs were on, and in the common area between classrooms, it's like a lobby type area. TVs were on, people were watching what was unfolding. And I remember looking around, and it seemed quite empty as opposed to the normal traffic on a school day with the college students. Everybody was pretty much in awe or staring at the TVs or eyes wide open or mouths dropped. Myself and a couple of the other instructors, we stepped outside, and there was a couple of the campus police officers out there. They were watching a group of people, considerably large-sized student body. And they said, "We're glad you're here." We kind of just looked at each other, the other instructors and I, and it's like, and why would that be? There was a van driving through the parking lot, and there's several buildings on the campus, and each has its own parking lot, and they're kind of like interconnected by driveways and that. It was a van with maybe 6 or 7, I'd say maybe late teens, early 20s, maybe mid 20s, about 6 individuals in there. And they had a flag outside the sliding panel door. and they were yelling a particular phrase, and we just kind of looked, and all of a sudden, it's like this student body of 40 or 50. At the time, it looked like hundreds, but I'd say probably about 40 to 50 other students started running towards this van. And the campus police officers looked at us, we looked at them, we looked at each other and thinking, this cannot be good. If these students reach that van, there's going to be some serious, if not fatal, casualties. And between the sheriff's guys and the campus police officers, about 6 of us. So this is going to be a no-win situation. Thankfully, the van with these people, students, outsiders, don't know who they were. They managed to hit one of the driveways and make it out onto one of the major streets, and nothing but dust coming from their back wheels. Believe me, you never saw a bunch of officers so happy that they got away. Because like I say, I'm sure till this day, there would have been some serious casualties, if not fatalities. And I thought about it and I'm going, it's a shame this had to happen. Try to get along with everybody. You see what's going on. You've got tempers flaring, people's anxiety levels through the roof. Why would you keep this going? Why would you perpetuate this? If there's 5, 6, or even 10 of you in that van, you're still outnumbered. Your chance of survival is like slim to very none to non-existent. It just amazed us. Like I say, thankfully, no injuries were sustained. Uh, these people that were doing this, again, don't know who they were. If they were student on the campus, if they were outsiders, the nationality, the race, the religion, have no idea. So I'm not going to single anybody out because we have no idea. We're just thankful that it turned out the way it did, that nobody got injured. For the rest of the day, classes were canceled. And at that time, we had 2 recruit classes in the academy. So that was roughly about 80 cadets between the 2 classes. And we had another recruit class spending a week out at the outdoor range for firearms instruction. So all that was canceled for the week. The instructors, we went to normal duties, back on the streets. Uh, yeah, it was a day I'll never forget. Hopefully something like that never happens again. It was a shame that what did happen should have never happened in New York City, as well as at the college campus. And I'm sure the rest of the country had their moments also of tempers flying and people getting injured. Come on, we are supposed to be a society. We're supposed to be on top of the food chain. We're supposed to have some intelligence. Uh, there's no excuse for that type of action. Whether the incidents that happened at New York City, in New York City, or the aftermath. 2 wrongs don't make a right, ladies and gentlemen. And to possibly get injured, there's no reason for it. There's no rationale behind it. But I didn't want to get political, and I'm not getting political. I'm just stating what had happened that day, 2001, at our main academy with the student body. The school was closed, I believe, for that entire week. Classes were canceled. Uh, Not too far away from one of the Chicago airports, flights were canceled over there. As David said, there was no TSA back then. It was basically Chicago police that were on duty at the municipal airports. Uh, it's not a day I would care to relive again, because I'm sure there's a lot of people families that lost loved ones would not want to care to relive that again. So, David, that was a great story that you did at the talking about what had happened at the Pittsburgh airport the day that you worked and what was going on. And the same thing at the Chicago airports. Planes were grounded. And like you said, it looked like a parking lot at Walmart. But unlike having cars and vans and such, there were jets, commercial and private, just covering the tarmacs. So, on a brighter note, it is a beautiful day out here in Indiana. Like I say, unfortunately, it's a little bit too breezy to be blowing smoke rings. I tried, Ed. Just wouldn't happen. And see what happens when you talk too much? Your pipe goes out, and I'm really enjoying this pipe. And I definitely need another pipe like I need a hole in the head. But you know, when you have PAD, and I purposely went up to this place just to pick up some tobacco. And I knew better. You know, you just see a pipe and it calls your name. Fortunately for me, my wife is not interested in my pipe smoking hobby, so she could care less. She wouldn't know if I bought this pipe today, yesterday, or 10 years ago. And believe me, I'm thankful for that. So, my friends, until we meet again, and it won't be a long time, you take care, stay well, stay safe, and I'll talk to you again real soon. Bye for now.